files survive, there's no chaos or nonstop pressure. Instead, you get your own world.
Yet another. More and another and another and more and extra and how much more do you want? If you get out of your echo chambers, start just flicking around places where you normally wouldn't look. So you're not going to find what you don't want to find by purposely not looking where it is. Let me repeat that. You're not going to find what you don't want to find by purposely not looking where it is. Trump's already fucked. Netanyahu's already fucked. They're all already fucked. They're done. Don't worry about who's coming for you. Don't worry about Israel. That's finished now. It's over and done with. Is it? Well, it's all over bar the screaming and shouting. You watch this. You watch this come back to NDIS and what's that? Frontera, all the charities, UNICEF. You watch it. You watch.
We're in 2015. Bastian Obermeier, an investigative journalist at the German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung, is at home, working. He's about to close down for the night when he receives an email from an unknown sender. It's from someone calling themselves John Doe, and it's clearly been sent from a throwaway email address, specifically for Bastian. For an investigative journalist, any lead is a good lead. So he writes back. In his reply, John claims that his life is in danger and that he'll only talk over encrypted channels. Naturally, Bastian agrees. And after a few minutes, the sender delivers his first sample. Bastian opens the files on his computer and begins to go through them one by one. It's a bunch of contracts, legal documents, and extracts from databases. Nothing really special. But after a quick internet search, Bastian sees the context. A prosecutor in Argentina suspects the country's president and her late husband of embezzling public money and laundering it through an international network of shell companies. If these files are real, they could prove that the president's guilty. More files arrive, this time with alleged proof that several publicly elected politicians are secretly helping criminal networks launder money via offshore shell companies. Then, John sends his final delivery. 5 million emails, 3 million database formats, 2 million PDF files, 1 million images, and around 300,000 documents. It's more than the total of the WikiLeaks.
Sorry to disappoint you people. Sorry to disappoint you and all, but all your worries about ASIO coming to get you and your kids, not everything's about you, right? Not everything's about you. They're trying to make it about you so that you'll come to their rescue like, oh, we can't let them in the country. Oh, it's fucking, you've never asked us for anything any other time. That's when you should be asking, why are you asking for our help now? Now you want our help. Help yourself. Now do you understand why I'm not voting? Now do you understand? Understand, in the true meaning of the word. Now did you understand? Are you withstanding or understanding? I won't be overstood. Okay, I'll say nice. Are you withstanding? Are you withstanding with what I'm putting out there? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Why I refuse to vote? Why I'm refusing to do census? that, did you? What do you think? You think that's the only one? I've been very busy. We've got some splendid little beaches.
Cablegate, the offshore leaks, Lux leaks, and Swiss leaks combined. And in these files are the secrets of how some of the most powerful people in the world earn billions from tax evasion, arms dealing, and drug trafficking. For the next 12 months, around 400 journalists from more than 100 media organisations in over 80 countries begin validating the files. As they go through them, one name seems to appear more than any other. A company that almost no one has heard of. Mossack Fonseca. It's being run by two lawyers from Panama. Together, they operate dozens of offices all over the world, delivering a very special kind of product. Clients can buy an anonymous company for as little as $1,000, and for an extra fee, they'll allegedly even provide a so-called nominee director to hide the real owner. Clients can then use their new fake company to claim ownership of an asset, like a house, a jet, or to launder money. This means that any taxes that they would normally have to pay in their country are avoided because the company that owns the asset is in Panama. And in Panama, the tax rate is 0% on foreign income. This has been part of a worldwide offshore system for nearly 40 years, far beyond Mossack Fonseca alone. By 2015, economists estimate that around $7.6 trillion in private wealth is being held offshore in tax havens around the world. None of this is necessarily illegal, but hiding criminal money, laundering it, or using shell companies to evade taxes is, however, very illegal. And as the journalists dig deeper, they begin finding companies connected to things far worse than tax evasion. And after a year of research, on Sunday, April 3rd, 2016, more than 100 media outlets around the world released their articles. They're named the Panama Papers.
Earth-shaking headlines seem to be occurring on a daily basis. Are you able to make sense of the events happening in your world?
Yep. You watch a whole bunch of this start relating right all the way right back to child protection agencies. Department of Human Services. You watch, I'll bet you. Ronald McDonald House. All of that.
This is the Icelandic Prime Minister, Sigmundur Gunnlaugsson. He's being interviewed about the state of the country, a presumably safe interview that could even position him as the man behind Iceland's recovery after the 2008 financial crisis. What he doesn't know is that the reporters interviewing him are part of the Panama Papers investigation, and that they've been looking into his connection to an offshore company registered in the British Virgin Islands.
Mr. Prime Minister, what can you tell me about a company called Vintris?
Well, ég kann ekki einu sá þetta allt saman, en allt gefið upp við skattsprófbæri. Og ég meina...
2 days later, Sigmundur Gunnlaugsson resigns.
Document leak allegedly showing how world leaders and the mega rich hide billions of dollars.
Du Panama Leaks ou du Panama Papers.
11 million records expose the offshore holdings of some 140 politicians from more than 50 countries.
Mossack Fonseca say the allegations are unsupported and false. They have always...
The Panama Papers are spreading across the world, implicating some of the most powerful people on the planet in allegations of tax evasion, money laundering, and corruption. But they also include something far more disturbing. As journalists dug through the files, they uncovered Mossack Fonseca's connection to Andrew Mogilyansky, a Russian-American millionaire linked by investigators to a prostitution ring in Russia, specifically targeting orphan girls as young as 13 years old. He had allegedly also been a client of Mossack Fonseca, and when the firm allegedly discovered his sentence, it concluded that it wasn't legally obliged to report any of his offshore activities to the authorities. Instead, they allegedly kept the same offshore company that allegedly had been used to route expenses from his trips active for at least another year. In Uganda, a company selling a prospective oil field allegedly paid Mossack Fonseca to help it avoid paying $400 million in taxes. In a country where 1 in 3 people live on less than $1.25 a day, $400 million represents more than the entire country's annual health budget. Uganda will spend years in court trying to force the company to pay its fair share, while hospitals in the country lack funds for even the most basic equipment, like sterile gloves. The ones lucky enough to get treatment will often have to sleep on the floor.
Mossack Fonseca's El Salvador office was raided by police after they suspected it was about to be closed down. The Attorney General...
By April 2016, investigations into Mossack Fonseca are well underway, and a little less than a year later, Panamanian authorities finally arrest Jürgen Mossack and Ramón Fonseca. But after just a few months in custody, the 2 lawyers are released on a $500,000 bond. It'll take more than 6 years before Mossack and Fonseca are due to stand trial in Panama. By then, Ramón Fonseca has got pneumonia and is so ill that he has to be admitted to hospital. He dies a month later. And then, out of nowhere, the case collapses. The judge decides to reject crucial evidence taken from Mossack Fonseca's computer servers because prosecutors couldn't prove it was properly collected. With too little evidence remaining, Jürgen Mossack and all 27 other defendants are acquitted. At the end of 2017, journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia is driving on a country road near her home. Her reporting on the Panama Papers helped expose secret offshore companies linked to some of Malta's most powerful political figures. She's just left her home in Bidnia when a bomb placed under her car detonates. The explosion is so strong that the car's thrown off the road and lands on a field 80 meters away. Daphne is killed instantly. Within days, thousands of people march through the streets of Valletta, Malta's capital, in protest. Daphne and her colleagues in the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, as well as the many journalists in newsrooms around the world, risked their careers and lives to publish the Panama Papers. Around the world, authorities recover at least $1.3 billion that can be directly traced back to investigations sparked by the Panama Papers. It is, however, only a small fraction of the money lost, and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists are still linking businesses and politicians to Mossack Fonseca. Mossack Fonseca denied knowingly facilitating criminal activity, maintaining that it provided legal corporate services and wasn't responsible for clients who later misused the companies it created.
At the start of the game, you can choose any shelter you want, but once you pick a spot, there's no turning back. It's upgrade or D. Defense, stealth, resources. Miss one detail and you're dead in space.
don't bother with that clown. Who's Whitney Webb when she's an architect? I still don't believe anything she says. I believe it, but it's always nothing burger information. Whitney Webb's found a way to make a shitload of money off the Epstein files. That's all. She's found a way to market her books. She does the research. Look, it will come out at some point that everything that Whitney Webb's ever told us is just going to be like nothing burgers. It may be true, but it'll be circumstantial and even to the point of uncircumstantial, like no, unimportant. Polished up turds. Oh, look, a lot of it will be true. The fact of the matter is, Whitney Webb isn't telling us anything that we don't already know if we go and have a look ourselves. She's no enigma. I mean, you do the research and then you write the book. It's pretty easy to sit down and do a long-form interview on the book that you just wrote, isn't it? Yeah. You're better off to go and watch Dre from the Dre dossier. She's someone that walked away from it all. She's actually bringing actual information. There's some actual information you just saw. That, what you just saw there, is far more legitimate, evidential, and relevant than anything we hear from Whitney Webb. I mean, you got to remember, Whitney Webb's knocking about with people like Glenn Beck, who's hanging about with Benjamin Netanyahu. Someone got all crabby when I said that the other day. I said, I wouldn't trust anything Whitney Webb says. She's knocking about with Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck putting on the big sob story in Israel of the Zionist. Someone's like, oh, you're not allowed to do an interview. She didn't do the interview. Glenn Beck did the interview. She was on his show, not the other way around. She was a guest on the Zionist show. Which means what? She's telling us shit that we're going to find out anyway. Have you ever heard of, like, you know, like clairvoyants and tarot card readers and, you know, the charlatans, the fortune tellers? It's like saying a tree over there is going to fall over one day. Of course it's going to fall over one day. Duh. I'm telling you the obvious. I see money in your life somewhere, in your family, somewhere in your family tree. There's money. Everybody's got somebody that was wealthy at some point. Somebody's going to be wealthy again at some point. Right? I see love in your life. Everybody finds love at some point. And with black hair. I love me cat. She's got black and white hair. Like, you know. Oh, but Whitney Webb shows all of the findings, yeah, and it's all old information. You're better off to go and watch the Dre dossier. Why? Because she's telling you what's happening right now with architecture, with infrastructure, with data centres and all that sort of shit, with the media. What's actually happening now, not what did happen. Not what did happen, right, to set people up, to put them in a position to do what, like, Whitney's 2 steps behind. Everything that she ever comes out with, there's nothing breaking news about Whitney Webb. Possibly an architect, she'd probably help design all the shit, which is probably why she's in hiding. Can't hide from French Interpol, my love. Again, that was just another So what do you reckon that prosecutor was assassinated for? The one that had the evidence to put Donald Trump away for the narco-terrorist boat attacks, supposed, where he was blowing up fishermen. What do you reckon happened to her? Like, we people think that Donald Trump's like this good guy. He's not. Okay, he's not. He's not. Do I think there's some good forces behind the scenes? Absolutely, and it's the media. It's the media black sites. It's the people. It's the real private media. Not your fucking Michael Wests and shit. Shane Dowland's all right. It's the guys that are doing true investigative journalism. Not like these fucking ragtag good-for-nothings in the local newspapers. Feeding your fucking bullshit and the party line and the agenda. Anyone that speaks anything opposite of it gets deactivated and ostracised and laughed at in councils, and that's all right. I'll be coming to more council meetings soon. I'm just biding me time and building me shit. Just waiting for a couple of you to trip over. We'll wait till after this next election, which I'm not going to participate in. Why would I? Why would I? I'm not voting for criminals. All right? I'm not validating your criminal activities. And people have figured out that I can't be bought yet. There is no price. There's no price. I've been from wealthy to nothing. I've been all over the place. Like I can live on spit. I don't have a lot at the moment. I'm not wealthy by any means, but I'm the most comfortable I've ever been in my entire life. I'm very comfortable like this, quite content. I don't need the 5 cars and the business and the ego and the image and the pride. I don't need all that shit, because that's all it is shit. Because I'm willing to die. I've already chucked myself under the bus. Coppers. I've already done it. Really, the smartest thing that you could do with me is to drop all your charges, take away that stupid family violence order, throw some money at me, and give me licenses back. I dare you to try. So I'll only throw it back at you. I don't accept bribes.